Okay, I mean, what can we say? We're sitting here with the winner of the WBC elimination fights, and of course his trainer Colin Nathan, successful yet again on the road. I mean, where does this even rate compared to some of the other fights?
I want to start this. What did I say to you in the interview? What did I say? I said Hekkie style is going to be a nightmare for Soto. Did I not say that?
No, you said that.
Again, were we correct?
No, you were correct. I mean, look, and
the odds against us were 4-1, and not many South Africans gave us a chance.
Humble as always, Colin. Humble as always.
Well, the truth of it is what it is. It's not as, I mean, it's facts. No one gave us a chance. Everyone thought he was washed up at world championship level, and he proved otherwise.
How does it feel, though, like knowing that if you didn't get the knockdown in the last round, potentially it could have been
disgraceful?
Yeah.
I still am at a loss for words on the scoring. I mean, I thought we clearly dominated that fight.
I can understand the first 2-3 rounds, but after that, I felt I took over.
No, exactly.
Crazy, I mean, they literally were going to stitch us.
And you had like Andy Ruiz in the crowd, Jamie Manguia as well watching ringside. I mean, Soto is a big deal, isn't he?
Yeah, listen, he's a very talented fighter. I mean, he's very strong, and we're obviously very wary of his power. And I mean, as you could see, Hekkie stuck to the plan, kept it at range, controlled the center of the ring, stayed off the ropes. And even like in rounds 5 and 6, when he was trying to go Hekkie in, Hekkie wouldn't fall for the trap. I mean, we couldn't because he could punch so hard. So again, during those late rounds when the crowd was booing us, we knew we were doing well. We knew we were winning. And the crowd knew that as well. They wanted us to make a war of it. And it's not a street fight, it's boxing. And a smart fighter will always beat a smart boxer will always beat a good fighter. And I think that's exactly what happened on Saturday in Baja Mexicali.
And you needed Bernie Pellman quite early in the fight as well. I think it was round 2. He was already stepping in the ring to sort out a cut around the eye.
Well, I don't know. Hekkie wants to maybe fill that in, but it wasn't actually a punch. It was a headbutt.
Yeah, I could actually. We came close and hit me with the head. The referee said it's punch, and I said, no, it was a headbutt. I felt it. And he got a bit upset with me and said, no, I'm calling it a punch. And I just said, okay, and I walked away. I didn't know what to say.
Yeah, the audio from our side wasn't the best. Like, I couldn't really hear the crowd and basically what was going on. So thanks for filling us in on that. But, I mean, the fact that they count that as a punch is a bit, it doesn't sit well.
Yeah, listen, I mean, also the official scores. I thought we lost the first 2 rounds. First round was kind of close, but I gave it against us. I thought we won the next 2. But according to the official score sheets, we lost the first 6 rounds. And I'm thinking to myself, afterwards, even now when you talk about like we needed the knockdown, I was like, what were they watching? I mean, like I thought Hekkie was just boxing his nose off on the basics, nice jabs, good counters. And I'm thinking, like I'm saying to you, I'm still at a loss for words that we needed a knockdown to secure the UD, which was crazy.
Wow, yeah. And then obviously you had input as well because DJ Creel was there. I mean, he would have known Soto a little bit as well, so that must have helped with him being there.
Yeah, listen, DJ was like a touch of class on our decision to bring him with. Great energy, just great enthusiasm, just a great little companion as well.
He wanted me to do nothing. He just wanted to do everything for me. He was insane and amazing. He was great. He was just what we needed.
Just a very giving fighter, which is obviously against the grain. Most fighters aren't like that. And I just knew bringing him with, he'd just be a great positive energy for the team,
And he also ate all the food on Hekkie's behalf as well.
I gave him all my leftovers, all of it.
Lovely.
I'm not sure he deserved it, though.
No, he's a good oak. He deserved it.
Oh, good oak. While recollections may vary.
Yeah, exactly. But I mean, also, now is the next step to look forward to, which is obviously you just need this one to soak in. But I mean, the big thing that's kind of like hanging is the WBC world title shot now. I mean, that's huge.
Yeah. So, I mean, before we even get back into the business side of things, we're just going to enjoy this moment. I mean, Hekkie, again, proved everyone wrong. I'm still trying to let this all sink in. We've got like such a shit trip back. It's so long the layover here in Amsterdam, but it makes it all worth it. Like obviously we went to Mexico, we went to his hometown, and we didn't just win like a controversial decision. We won a unanimous decision in his own backyard against thousands of Mexicans who really booed us in and were applauding us after we left. So this moment is probably as big as Hekkie beating Taguchi for the unified belts. But this just shows that he's still legitimately world class. He showed great movement, great legs in 12 rounds. And we're looking forward to Shiro. So we're going to let this sink in, enjoy this moment for South African boxing. And then in the next few weeks, I'm going to start, speaking to the Japanese challenger and see, what the appetite is to make the fight happen. Part of me thinks it might happen in New Year's, again in Japan, but let's just see. We're not there yet.
It always makes the delay worth it when a boxer wins a fight as well. So that's
oh, yeah, as you would know.
Yeah, as I was.
Viva Saudi Arabia.
Yeah, when Glamini won the WBC silver, there's always a delay. But at least you meet Carl Froch on the road as well. That's great. Yeah, that's gold. So, I mean, Hex, what do you do now? Do you just go home, relax, spend some time with the family? Is that what it's about?
Yeah, mostly. I don't even think about boxing now for a while. Just take my mind off everything, just relax, do nothing. Spend my time with my wife and daughter. That's the plan.
Yeah, and obviously that quality family time, and we'll probably be seeing you, resting up and healing as well. I know that the cut did come by headbutt, but you're going to need to rest up because you're not going to be sparring anytime soon, I'm guessing.
Oh, hopefully not. I might come in for sparring to help a few guys. One of our guys is fighting soon in Mexico, so yeah, we might need it to come. I need to heal quite quick.
Cole, you're going to need Hekkie for a sparring Sivanati?
Well, not now. I mean,
when this is better.
No, I'll bring him in. I just obviously need to look at more tape of Flores. I think for this camp we had such brilliant sparring. Conco really just tried to emulate Soto and DJ, obviously with that 45 left hook to the body. Really, at one point actually, really got to Hekkie in one of the sparring sessions, and I kept instructing DJ to keep throwing that shot. And he threw that left hook to the body, exactly the same position that Soto threw it in. So we really had great preparation for this camp and this fight.
Was there anything that you can sort of, and I'll ask you this one, Hekkie, is there anything that you can compliment with regards to Alwyn Soto? Is he like a fantastic fighter? Like, how would you rate him in the aftermath?
No, he's good. I believe because he's still young, he can still win a world title, but he can still improve. He needs... How can I say this in a nice way? He needs to be coached how to really box. Because he's got the power, he knows how to throw the punches. He needs to learn how to slip, how to move out of the way, how to throw and then bring your hands back after you punch. He just needs to get taught that. And I believe he can be a good fighter again.
Yeah, I think he needs to develop his boxing IQ, and that comes with just good coaching.
That's the answer. That's how I'm saying.
All right, and you 100% think, I know we want to relax and have some, talk, but do you think 100% that the next fight will be in Japan and nowhere else?
No, look, there's no 100% guarantees in boxing. So, and there's always twists and turns in the sport anyway, Right now we're on mandatory for Kinshiro. Let's just see, there's like I'm saying to you, there's always twists and turns, Kinshiro can move up. Jonathan Gonzalez might, give us a call. In boxing, there are no guarantees, but right now our focus is on celebrating this victory and being proud that we pulled this off for South African boxing and knowing that we are in position to fight Kinshiro because we are mandatory. But like I'm saying, there's still a lot of administrative issues that need to be sorted out before we even get to that point. But knowing that we are the next in line for the mandatory position, we're very comfortable and confident.
This win here, I know that it's, an eliminator, but surely this puts Hekkie in the talks for, the greatest South African boxer of all time.
Yeah, I mean, it's just like incredible. Like, that's why I think I'm still floating with Hex. Like, we're walking around the morning of the fight, and I said to him, like, we've boxed in 8 countries. Like, this has been one incredible ride. Like when we started out, when I saw him as a 17-year-old amateur, I mean, I knew he'd be great. But I mean, the mountains that that he's climbed and the success that he's earned through hard work has just been incredible. You know, it's just like, I mean, ring belt champion. The first time in 58 years in South African boxing, only two, being written off, you know, after me stopping his fight for the Unified Championship against Kaiguchi, being out for so long, coming back against a really, you know, like nondescript opponent, and no disrespect because he really wasn't world class, but he's a good fighter in Almasan. And then getting the shot and thinking like, oh, well, he doesn't have much left at world level, knowing what I see in the gym, seeing the reaction timing, and beating a guy who's a legitimate top 5 in the world in 108, not just beating him, but beating him in his own backyard on a unanimous decision and dropping him as well. I mean, it's nothing short of incredible. So, yeah, I think those talks have to happen.
Yeah, no, I do. And especially, I think it'll solidify all the talks, especially, you know, if Hex gets his hands, gets that belt around his waist, the WBC world title, which would probably be next. I mean, that'll solidify the argument, wouldn't it?
Yeah, and I mean, there's no dispute right now who's the best fighter in South Africa, you know. Someone was telling me the other day that there was talks of other guys. I mean, let's be real now. Let's be real. There's levels to this game, and there's levels to who's the best in South African boxing right now, and I'm sitting next to him.
Hex, I'm not going to ask you. I know that you obviously like impartial to those sort of talks. You don't like to get involved in those discussions, but yeah,
hold on. Like, in your opinion, who's the number one fighter in South Africa right now?
Oh no, I'm not disputing Hekkie's the number one fighter in South Africa. I'm talking about all time.
Oh, okay. That's a discussion. I mean, that's a debate. Okay.
Yeah, that makes it a bit more complicated. But I mean, Hex, being that close to a WBC title, I mean, you're going to get the shot next. I mean, that's huge, isn't it?
Most definitely, it's amazing. But like Colin said, it's boxing. Whatever title comes first, whoever they put in front of you first, that's what you fight for. You have to grab the opportunity with both hands, especially if you're a South African, with the rand not being in the mix with the big money. You've taken and grab what you can take, and so that's why I've got Colin. That's why Colin's there. He makes those decisions to get me the best deals and to fight for what he wants me to fight for.
Yeah, that's a good point, Ted. I want to bring that up. Is that I will get Hekkie the best deal financially as well. I'll get him the best deal for his title shot against if it's Kinsher, which obviously we mandatory now. That I can promise you that I'll get him the best possible deal.
Right, fantastic. Well, gentlemen, let me leave it there with you. I know that you guys probably want to get on with your long layover in Amsterdam. Where is it?
and just remember something. It wasn't arrogance or, you know, I mean, it's just confidence. Like I knew I had to remember, if you have the right chess piece, you will win the fight. I had the right chess piece going into this contest. The game plan was everything, and he stuck to it. And I was just like, I knew we were doing well. That was like the indication, because Soto wanted us to lead. And the thing is that you never follow a puncher around. It's one of the golden rules of boxing. And we couldn't lead with Soto because he had the one punch power to kick it back. And we just had to stick to the plan. Box smart, don't lead, you know, counter him off the jab. As soon as he sets, get out of that position. And it really paid off to a T.
Yeah, I mean, Hex rates his power out of 10.
Yeah.
No,
rate his power out of 10.
I don't really know. It's not the hardest I've ever faced. He hits hard. 6, 7, I think. He's not. I've faced harder punches.
He never really caught you flush, which was good.
He caught me one good shot, one body shot, but I was like, okay, that's a good shot, and I kept on going.
I think Hekkie's defense as well was really, really tight for this fight. I mean, he got caught with the right hand over the top about maybe 3 or 4 times. But for the left hook up, his defense was really, really tight. And obviously we worked really hard in camp on being tight all the time with this guy. Because again, we just didn't want to take any risks.
Hekkie, this is probably one of the best you've looked after a fight. I mean, after a world championship level fight. I mean, look at your face. It's looking, except for the cuts, it's looking like fresh.
I still look fresh. I think I looked worse in sparring for this fight. So yeah, but like Colin said, my defense was up. We I knew what to expect. And like I was saying, when the people started booing, I was like, yeah, okay, this is what I want. This is where I want. This is what I wanted from them. So I just waited and stood still. And some 2 Mexican guys actually came to our hotel room. The one fought against Kevin Arena, actually. And they were saying some of the Mexicans started booing me. But then after a while, they started booing Soto because he wasn't working, because he was getting so frustrated that they started booing him. So it all worked out. Our game plan worked out brilliantly.
Yeah, they were booing us when we came in and they were applauding us when we left. So big respect to the Mexican crowd. They really know boxing. And what an incredible environment. You know, like I went to take a look at the venue before the fight and I walked in and I said to Hekkie and the team, I was like, what an electric atmosphere.
It was insane.
I can't wait to shut them up. You know, and we did. We were making them boo, but is what it is.
And do you, Hex, you also find a good barber in Mexico?
Yeah, his name Cuts by Colin. It's quite a good, famous name of us in Mexico. It's quite famous. Yeah.
Okay. No, it's a
the guy that owns a boxing gym as well or something.
somewhere like where?
Somewhere in South Africa or it's there around. I just hear these stories, you know.
No, it's actually called Colin's Side Hustle.
Colin's Side Hustle. Straight. All right. All right, so you guys had a good time, obviously leaving with a smile on your face, being obviously in a position that you are. So I just want to say a safe trip home, and I'll see you soon.
Actually, Colin, I'll see you on Wednesday, bro, for ESPN. Catch you then, bro.
God bless, guys.
Cheers.